Right, so as you know, we did this card, I can't remember how long ago it was now, about a week or so, something like that. This Z Fold pop-up blocks card. And as I was making it, I thought, what if we did it the other way round? And somebody else actually said that as well, like, oh, we could do it the other way around. So that's what I've done. So I've made one the other way around. So that's this way, this one. And it stands up like that. So if you look at the side view of it, it's basically like a top folding card. So yeah, so that's the one we're doing today. So it's very similar to what we did before, but it's just that little bit different, and also with the extra bit on the side. I thought I'd keep it sort of simple today, just because, yeah, why not? So I've changed the measurements a little bit from the first card. So from the Z Fold pop-up blocks card, which is this one here, it's only really because this one here we had a big panel here and on the back, whereas with the one we're doing today, because it's this way round and you've got another piece here, I've only done the front and the inside is just blank. So this one is just blank on the inside. Okay, if you wanted to, you could mat and lay on the inside. And the other thing I was thinking about doing, but I haven't done, is changing the dimensions of that top one, because when I was doing this, I really wanted that to be another piece of cake and then have candles sticking out the top of it here, but there wasn't going to be enough space. So it's really, if you wanted to, you could change the dimensions of that. But I quite like it. I think it's quite sweet. So what you need then is a big piece of card that is 5 by 11 and a smaller piece that's 5 by 7.5. Right, so on your 5 by 11, you're going to score like you did before at 2 inch and 4 inches. And this is just going to go into your Z fold as normal. So that gives you your Z fold. So it will be that way around. That's obviously how we did it before. So that's that. I wouldn't go too thick with your cards. You need a decent-ish base card. This was actually from Aldi or Lidl. No, Lidl. It's a Crolando card. So you want a decent one for that. I know, I love this colour as well. It's beautiful. I love lilac. And then on your 5 by 7.5, you just want to score 1/2 inch on the long side. And that's going to make your little tab. So it's going to fold and fold and burnish. So that's those two pieces done. So I'm going to put those to one side for the moment. And then if we bring in these other pieces, so you want to take your 3 1/4 by 5.5 piece, and you're going to score this at 1.5 and at 3.5 and at 5 inches. Okay, so that's the big one. Then the next one down, which is the 2.5 by 4.5, we're going to score it at 1 inches, 3 inches and 4 inches. And there we go. And then last but not least, the little one that's 1.5 by 3.5 is scoring at 1/2 inch, at 2.5 inches and at 3 inches. Okay, so that is all of your scoring. I'm going to score one of these at some point, but I'll come back to these. Right, so then on all of these that you've scored, you just need to mountain fold them. Right, so we're going to take the 5 by 7.5, and I'm just going to put some red tape on there. Sticking this down here on the back, as you can see. So as you can see, I've just stuck that tab behind there like that, and so then that gives you your card blank. So that should now hopefully stand up. So now what we need to do, right, so when we did it before, I did a mat and a pattern, but I decided for this one, so this is what I did before, I had a mat and a pattern layer, but I decided this time around just to go straight with the pattern. So I've just got a few less layers. So you need one pattern piece, that's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and that's just going to stick on the front there, like that. And then you need 2 pieces for here. So these pieces measure 1 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then this is going to go on the front here and the front there. So I wanted that to be a bit like the little table that the presents are stuck on. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down. So that is that. So that's the basic bit done, and then that's your so this bit on the inside here, if you wanted to, you could put like a mat in there. You could put a plain bit in there and type on it, whatever you want to do. I'm just gonna leave my blank for now. I might end up putting a white, just a white insert kind of piece on there and stamp it. I'll probably end up doing that actually. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our pieces that we scored before, and if we just turn them all around, just lay them flat, we're going to put some red tape on the 2 end pieces. So this piece here and this piece here. So basically all the end pieces. Right, so now what we want to do is, if you take each of your pieces, you want to make sure, so you've got a big panel and then another big panel, a smaller panel, and then your 1/2 inch tab. The bigger panel is the one we're going to do first. Now I'm going to stick the pattern paper on first before I stick it into place. If you're not sure where you're sticking, you might do well to put it in first on your card and then decorate. I'm going to just, because I know what I'm like, I'm just going to take my pencil. So this bit is the big bit, and that's going to stick on this bit here. So this bit here is where I'm going to put a pattern paper. Same with this one. I've got the big bit and then another big bit, which is where I'm going to put the pattern paper, and then 2 other sections. And then this one here, I've got a 1/2 inch and then a big bit and then 2 sections. So that's where the paper goes. So we're going to go ahead now and add the pattern paper on. Now with this one, I am actually going to add pattern paper on both sections. But I'm going to start with this bottom section first. So let me just turn this around. And I've actually gone and named them up A's and B's and C's, so I know what I'm doing. Measures 3 inches by 1 3/4, and then this top section is 3 inches by 1 1/4. So that's that one done. And then we're going to move on to this one. So this one here, you've got the main bit on the bottom is 2 1/4 by 1 3/4. So that's going to go there. And then we've got a section on the top here, which is going to be the same width. So it's going to be 2 1/4 by 3/4 of an inch. So that goes at the top there, like that. So I'm going to stick those 2 down. And this one here on the last one, the small one, the pattern piece is 1 1/4 by 1 3/4, and the little piece for the top is 1 1/4 by 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. Yeah, and you could go a little bit smaller with that if you wanted to. Right, I'm going to turn it sideways, even though it's going to be upright, just because I find it easier to stick these in. So this bigger piece here, we're going to take the backing tape off that larger section there, and then it's literally the same as what I did for the Z fold pop-up block card. So this is going to go in here like this, make sure it's central, top and bottom, and then close the card onto it, so you end up with that. And then before I do any more, I've actually got this bit of fake ribbon. It's not ribbon at all, it's card obviously, but I've just cut it out and I'm going to put that across there so it's part of the present. And then I've cut these little bows out, so that's going to go on there like that. So I'm actually going to stick this down now before I go ahead and stick any more of the box on. There we go, so that's the first present. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take off the backing here, then we're going to fold along this line here like that, and then stick the whole lot down, and then that's your first box. So that's that put on. So next we're going to take this one. Now with this one I thought it might be quite good if the ribbon went over the top of the present like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it on the front and then bend it round. I'm going to take off the backing off this side, which is where, there we go, we've got 2 lines of tape and then we've got the big section. And again, just like before, this is going to go in here and we're going to press that in like that. And then I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take this off. And then I'm going to bend the whole lot round and that round. Now this could go a little bit, it's a little bit not quite right, but anyway. It'd be better if you use ribbon, I think, probably. Oh, that's all right. It stands up a little bit, but that's fine. It stands up. It stands a little bit proud there, but it doesn't offend me. And I'm going to stick a little bow on the top anyway, so you're not really going to see where it stands proud. That's that one. And then we've got the little one on the end. So again, we're going to go with the big one, the 1/2 inch, and then the big section. So this is the one we need to take the backing off first of all. So we take this and then we're going to put this in here, make sure it's central, so that there, and then just peel the backing off here. Again, we just need to fold down that. Oh, see, I'm struggling now. Same about struggling. There we go. I find if you like flat, it helps as well. And then this score line here, going to fold that over there, squash that down flat like that, and then that makes the top of your present. And then all I need to do is I'm just going to stick another bow on the top there. So there's your little stack of presents. Quite like that actually. It's quite sweet. I love this little bow. This bow was actually out of a X-Cut die set from years ago. This was yeah, quite a few years ago. I don't know if you can still get it, but I know that quite a few different places do the like little bows to do with things. So that's what I did there. And also for the papers, in case you all want to know as well, the papers I used were Oh So Sweet for this, and also on this one was Oh So Sweet from Trimcraft first edition. And then I used for this bit here on the table, I used from Let's Celebrate because I love these. Add a few. Now on the birthday cake one, I decided to add some little gems just to make it look like it was icing, you know, those little silver ball things you can get, sprinkles and whatever. And so on this, I think I'm just going to add some in the background. Actually, I think I might leave the presents as they are. I just put some in the background. So I've got little spots. I might just add a few little bits over the top, and I'm going to use some more of these gems from Lucy's shop because I love her gems. Right, so there we go. There's my finished card. Quite pleased with that, actually. Stands up nicely. I was worried it was going to splay, but it doesn't seem to, because I was thinking maybe I might have to make it into a an easel card, and I was hoping I wasn't going to have to make it into an easel card, and thankfully I didn't. But yeah, so hope you'll have a go. Like and subscribe, and hopefully you won't miss a notification. Anyway, yes, have a great day, people, and I'm going to shoot off now. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you all whenever I next see you. Have a good rest of the week. Have a good weekend. Check out Friday's video and check out Sunday's video.